Well, coming from Business Insider, Arizona students boo former Google CEO Eric Schmidt as he talks about AI during graduation speech. So I do think this is the second time one of these people has been booed during a graduation speech this May. And I kind of think this shows you what young people kind of think of the modern world of technology. And I'm kind of curious where this is going to go into the future, right? So for my generation, Gen X generation, we thought technology was amazing. More technology, the better. You get to the millennials, they've been used to the technology. Basically, they internet has always existed for them. So it's almost like water. It's something that they expected to be there, right? The younger generation than that, they're the ones that got addicted to technology. So they have a different relationship to technology than the rest of us. And I think an interesting thing to look at now is that the younger generation that are now adults are kind of looking at technology and they're starting to think, maybe this isn't so good for society anymore. Maybe this isn't so good for them anymore. And I'm kind of curious what this will do to the tech industry and society over the next 10 or 20 years. One of the things to think about, like when in the 1980s, when I was growing up, most people that I knew owned computers. But the thing is to understand, when I talk about owning computers, right, this is before the internet, this was before whatever, we had WordPerfect, right? WordPerfect was a blue background with white text, and spell check was an amazing thing, right? That was my era of computers. And the funny thing is, almost nobody knew what to do with computers. Might be a little bit like AI today. Anyways, that's its own story. Almost nobody knew what to do with computers, but every parent that wanted their kid to succeed had a computer in their house. Computers are the future, we were informed. We had no idea what we were going to do with the damn things. We almost never used them. Like, remember, like back in the day, you'd have your big boxy computer, and then it would have the dust cover over it. And you know how the dust cover would get a thick covering of dust on it? Because nobody actually ever used the computer. But we all knew we wanted the computer, and so we bought computers. We bought computers when we had no idea what to do with them. We bought laptops when we had no idea what to do with them. And then finally we got the internet, and finally things started happening, so we actually figured out what the hell to do with these things, and then they became very popular. But a thing to think about is, like, for our generation, like, technology was exciting. One of the reasons I'm so frustrated right now, I've been frustrated for the past 10 years with this industry, is when was the last time, like, really cool things came out? Like, when was the last broadband moment? When was the last laptop moment? When was the last iPhone moment or iPod pad moment or iPod moment? Like if you look between, let's say, 1990 to 2013 or whatever, right? Technology was really improving in impressive and amazing ways, just year after year after year after year. Even if you couldn't afford the technology, you bought into the concept that technology was making the world a better place. But something to think about with this is that technology, this type of thing, it's a style. It's a fad like anything else, like a pet rock. So my parents' generation, when they were young adults, there were these things called pet rocks. Apparently this is real. This is real. There's a company out there that came up with the idea of a pet rock. Right? What if you had a pet that you did not have to feed? You did not have to water. You did not have to change its kitty litter or whatever else. What if your pet was a rock? And so they sold the shit out of pet rocks. You would go to JCPenney's or Sears, and you would put down real hard cash to buy a pet rock. Anyways, right? That sounds absurd. That sounds like a joke. But it really is true, right? That was a fad. That was a fad that came through. One of the curious things to be thinking about technology is technology, has it kind of turned into just basically a fad that may have stuck around for way too long? Right, that we have continuously been buying into this idea of more and better technology and that we need to stay somewhere near the cutting edge, long past when any of that has made sense. Right, look, email works fine. Email's worked for 30 years. We're fine with email. We're fine with so many of these basic services are out there. It doesn't necessarily mean that we need to push far ahead. And that's a curious thing with artificial intelligence, and something to be thinking about, especially for the younger generation, because they've been inundated with this world where AI is going to make their life worse, right? What is bizarre with this current era in the technology world is all the thought leaders in the technology world are ramming into young people's heads that technology is fundamentally going to make their lives worse. But at the same hand, they need to support technology because, I don't know, we need to win a war with China or something like that. Right? Think about this. I've talked about this. I think it was David Sachs on the All In podcast, right? Listening to him. And it was flabbergasting. He literally said, look, artificial intelligence is currently driving the growth of the US economy. Fair enough. So he said, even if you don't like AI, even if you don't approve of AI, as an American, you need to support AI development because that's supporting the economy. If you do not support the promulgation of artificial intelligence in the United States, that means you're anti-American in David Sachs' world. This is why I listen to these sick fucking bastards when I do my little elliptical machine, because it makes my heart beat so fast listening to these jackasses. But but that's one thing. Like with the older, like the boomers and the Gen Xers, like you have to support this. But here's the thing: what if the younger generation, they become adults and they're adults now, and they just say no? Wait, so you're saying let me listen to this. So you're saying this technology is going to drive my electricity prices through the roof. It's going to take away all the water in my area. It's going to raise the temperature. Literally, that's more and more of that's been coming out. It's like the hyperscaled heat island effect from these data centers. You're literally going to raise the temperature in my area by multiple degrees. And for this, it's going to take my job. So I'm no longer going to have a job anymore. And this is what I'm supposed to support. And especially with college students who are now $100,000 into debt. So basically, I'm $100,000 into debt, and your product is going to take away the capability for me to even get a job. And you're telling me I have to support this crap. It'll be curious to see what the ramifications of that are kind of going forward, right? With a whole generation of young people that have only seen a lot of the consequences of technology. Like the good parts about technology, they take for granted. Like that just is how the world should be. And then the bad parts, again, we talk about social media addiction, we talk about misinformation, and then that is what their lives have been. Like how will they move forward in the future, and what will their decisions towards things like technology be? Because one of the things, like with these technology visionaries, right? There's this whole idea that you don't have a choice in the matter. Again, one of the amazing things about American CEOs is how they like to say really stupid crap. You don't have a choice. Yeah, tell Americans they don't have a choice. See how well that's gonna go. But right, they're being told they don't have a choice. When in reality they do. They can not use these tools. They can decide to not use these products. They can decide to go into a different direction. And I'll be curious to see how that works out at the end of the day. Do we go into the AI dystopia? Or I don't know, do the young kids burn it the hell all down? Could go one way, could go the other. But I think it is interesting we've had at least two of these college commencement speeches where the speakers have gotten booed when it's come to the concept of artificial intelligence. And I wonder if that is a bellwether for things to come, as people just say no. And that's the whole deal. Like, if people dislike something, but they keep consuming it, then it doesn't matter for the company. Like Facebook, right? Facebook is an evil company, right? Facebook literally accelerated and amplified the massacres of the Rohingya and Myanmar. And literally the executive said, well, sometimes you've got to break some eggs. Really, I want you to fully grasp how devoid of humanity big tech is. As I've said many times in the past, right? If you work in Silicon Valley, if you work for any of the FANG companies, or as I call them, the mange companies now, right? Don't ever go anywhere near a flag. Again, whether it's a rainbow flag or a pastel flag or a Palestinian flag, do us all a favor. Grab one of those flags, wipe your ass with it, and flush it down the toilet, because then at least you are honest, right? But that's the thing, is we have these big tech companies that are so devoid of basic humanity, but we keep using the products. But we keep driving absurd revenue to these companies, right? No matter how evil Facebook is day after day, doesn't matter if so many people keep using Facebook that they're making hundreds of billions of dollars a year in revenue. So that'll be the interesting thing, is if people hate AI, if people hate the technology, but they keep using it, then we're going to keep going down this route regardless. But what happens if you get to that breaking point? Right? Again, like I don't use Facebook. I haven't used Facebook in 9 years or something. Right? I got to that breaking point. I went to Facebook for corgi butts. I was just getting Benghazi and Second Amendment. Couldn't deal with it anymore. Dropped it. Right? Again, I've talked about that with Twitter and a lot of these other ones. And I wonder from a societal level, what happens when people just stop? And are we getting anywhere near that particular breaking point? I don't know. It's a question. So what do you think about this? What do you think about the college students booing AI at commencement speeches? What do you think about this with the younger generation just really becoming completely and utterly jaded with technology? That they see technology as a net worsening of their lives, not a net benefit. Do you think the syphilitic minds of big tech even grasp or care at this point in time? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, they are on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. There's a link down in the doobly-doo. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's also one of the link down there too. With that, see y'all later.